Oral histories, whether they consist of interviews or recordings of songs and stories, can offer researchers a rich view of people's everyday experiences. For her book about coal mining communities in Kentucky during the 20th century, Karida Brown therefore relied in part on interviews with coal miners and their families. By doing so, she gained valuable insights into her subjects' day-to-day lives. Which choice best describes the function of the underlined sentence in the text as a whole?
A. It provides a little-known geographical fact about Kentucky. B. It argues that Karida Brown is an expert on United States politics. C. It presents a major historical event that took place in the 20th century. D. It describes how Karida Brown benefited from incorporating oral history in her book.
In question number 6, we are talking about oral histories. And what are these? These are interviews or recordings of songs and stories, and they can offer researchers a rich view of people's everyday experiences. So with these type of oral histories, researchers can get a very good idea of people's everyday experiences. So what has Karida Brown done? So she has written a book about coal mining communities in Kentucky, and what she relied on. She relied in part on interviews with coal miners and their families. And then there's an underlined sentence which says, by doing so, she gained invaluable insights into her subjects' day-to-day lives. So what she was writing about, she got very good idea by these oral histories. Which choice best describes the function of the underlined sentence in the text as a whole? So if you say D, well done. That is the correct answer. Choice D is the best answer because it most accurately describes how the underlined sentence functions in the text as a whole. The text begins by pointing out one of the advantages of oral histories, that they allow researchers to document the daily experiences of people. The text then goes on to describe how Karida Brown utilized interviews with coal miners and their families for her book about 20th century coal mining in Kentucky. The underlined sentence affirms that the general advantages of oral histories mentioned earlier in the text were also benefits in Brown's particular case. Thus, the underlined sentence describes how Karida Brown benefited from incorporating oral history in her book.
Choice A is incorrect because though the text mentions coal miners who live in Kentucky, the underlined sentence does not offer a geographical fact about Kentucky. Choice B is incorrect because the underlined sentence does not mention United States politics or that Brown is an expert in this particular area. Choice C is incorrect, although the text mentions that Brown's book revolved around coal miners during the 20th century, the underlined sentence does not focus on a major historical event during this time.